One day, while scrolling through my Facebook feed, I saw an article on a Japanese princess giving up her throne to marry the love of her life. Her love happened to be a commoner of Japan, and Japanese law states that if a Japanese woman of royalty marries a commoner, she will lose her royal status. However, for men, this is not the case, and if they choose to marry a commoner, they can keep their royal status. With all the royal weddings going on lately, this really sparked my attention to how different cultures treat women. Not only the royal women, but commoners as well. Today I will be telling you all about the history of Japanese women and how society is changing so that everybody can be treated equally in Japan. To start off, I'm first going to explain how Japanese women were treated years ago. Various waves of change introduced new philosophies that guided Japanese lifestyles. These are some of them. During the samurai feudalism phase, women had little independence, and many were forced into prostitution. Some women served as a samurai, but they were expected to be loyal and avenge the enemies of their owners. During the aristocratic phase, women were used for political alliances and reserved as pawns for family investment. The Confucianism phase emphasized hierarchical society and male dominance. Women were forced to be dependent on men, and women's character was shaped through honoring her family. Many of these phases all included that the women had no choice and were basically run by the men. However, in World War II, the increasing number of women were introduced into industrial jobs. They are employed in weaving, textile, and silk factories while the men were deployed at war. Culture still disapproved of the women working, but women refused to return back to their former limits after the war. It seems like World War II was a turning point in women equality in Japan. However, little progress has been made since then. Japanese women suffer from the worst gender age gaps in developed countries. Japan was ranked 114 out of 144 for gender equality. In 1986, the Equal Employment Opportunity Law was enacted, stating that women could obtain professional positions, and university women were being allowed to participate in the same recruiting process as men. However, today, fewer than half the working age of women have jobs, and those that do are part-time and offer no benefits. Increased childcare facilities have made it easier for women to work and stay home with their family, but Japanese women suffer maternity harassment, and many women are expected to take care of the children. Some companies won't even hire women that they feel will fall pregnant. Now that you understand everyday women's lives in Japan, I'm going to explain to you how royal women are treated in Japan. The women are not included in royal succession. Younger sons are favored over older daughters, and even if there is no son to inherit the throne, the daughters are still not considered. These reasons are because of the Imperial House Law Act of 1947. There's talk about changing this law, however, people worry that it'll dilute the imperial lineage, even though there had been 8 empresses in the past. Now that you've learned a little bit about Japanese women's lives, I'll finish with some closing statements. In today's day and age, gender equality is something that we hear almost on the daily. But learning about how other cultures that women don't have as many rights as America is something that is missed out on. You have learned that Japanese women are still generally viewed as being the caregiver for children in the family and aren't seen as able enough to pass on their royalty like the men are. Japanese culture, however, is very strict, and it may take years for any change in equality for Japan, due to many traditions and cultures. However, the conversation is out there, and Japanese women continue to fight for their equality every day.